knocking teams out every Sunday. Fire in our eyes, can't stop our drive. Hit so hard, remind you of 85. We the Bears, monsters of the Midway. Knocking teams out every Sunday. Fire in our eyes, can't stop our drive. Hit so hard, remind you of 85.
Take a look, Chicago, you can smell it in the air. There's a hungry team called the Soldier Field going nuts, jumping out their chair. Teams rather be anywhere but here. We don't care if it's below zero. Let it talk before the snow, we still gon' break holes. If we win the point fit, we choosing to kick. Cause we got a defense that love to hit. Polarize the link with our smash mouth beats. Slicing up teams like Mike Singletary. Forever repping the seat, making Papa Bear proud. Giving Chicago something to shout about.
We the Bears, monsters of the
What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? I'm Brian the Grizzly, still here. We got the Panda and Grizzly show, especially when we got Tank here. Man, we have 12 days till camp starts, man.
Man, that's good to hear.
It's so crazy when you start thinking about it, like, wow, we got 12 days. Football is here. Guys, the season's ready to start. And we are on Hard Knocks. For the first time ever, the Chicago Bears are on Hard Knocks. And what does that mean for us? You know, what kind of storylines do you think we're going to get? Because, you know, if you watch any of Hard Knocks, you know they're going to be looking for, you know, cut days, and the star players are trying to, you know, scrape on by, hold on to the team. You're going to be, I'm sure our punter is going to be like front and center because he could do shit that people don't even know, they've never seen. You know, got Caleb Williams with the number one first overall pick. We got Rome Odunze, who's a top 10 wide receiver. And a team that's trying to really become something special. So, I mean, if you really want to compare to anything, it'd be like the 2022 when the Detroit Lions were going from bottom of the NFL to becoming this special team. And that's kind of where we are right now.
I like it. I'm super excited about it. I know there's a lot of people that aren't. I know there's some team members that aren't too happy, which I get. You know, have a camera in your face the whole time. You know, it's not fun. But I'm pretty excited to watch it. You know, like I'm curious to see, and I think as fans and as like the whole NFL looking at Caleb to see if he is something special for the Bears. You know, this is going to be a big indicator on how he is as a person. You know what I mean? You know, it doesn't really show the gameplay because they probably, you know, there's edits and stuff like that. And, you know, they cut things to make it, you know, dramatic, you know, but, you know, seeing how a person acts, you know, out on the field and when there's a camera in front of him and stuff. So kind of curious to see how him, and specifically him, kind of handles everything, you know?
So. No, I mean, that makes perfect sense. And we're going to start seeing his cadence. Can he figure out how to call a cadence again? Because he hasn't done it since he was a senior in high school. But even with that, with Hard Knocks doing all those things, Hard Knocks is really only 50% on the field and 50% off the field. And we have a lot of people with a lot of great personality. I don't know if you guys saw the little sneak peek they had. They had DJ Moore's daughter. She was all mic'd up, and I'm sure 100% that she's going to be a star on it. Oh my God, that little girl has so much personality. Just she was playing catch with her dad. She was saying, "Hey, keep your arms straight. What's wrong with you? Keep your arms straight." I was like, "Who are you talking to?" This is what I do.
That's funny.
That was great. Yeah, Grant Hill TV. What's up, guys? What's up? Man, Big Grant. The Rose says Caleb Williams is greater than Justin Herbert in Dynasty, and I'm a Chargers fan.
Wow.
So, well, that's actually interesting because Justin Herbert right now, if you're ranking quarterbacks and you're looking in even PPR leagues, Justin Herbert is ranked like 15 amongst quarterbacks.
And
so it's going to be because Jim Harbaugh is part of the reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a guy who, you know, likes to run the ball, and he's going to a new offense and he doesn't have any weapons. And Caleb Williams is the exact opposite.
Yeah.
You know, he's going to a team already set. He has lots of weapons. Yes, I mean, so it's possible Caleb Williams has a great year.
Yeah.
You know, you guys all know how I feel. I still miss Justin Fields. You know, but I think Hard Knocks is gonna give me an opportunity to really get to know Caleb Williams. I still think I worry about his personality. I worry about him being able to lead a team, and all that could go away. You know, if you know, it shows that he is everything that Ryan Poles has been saying. Because I don't know if you guys listened to Ryan Poles today in his interviews. He was talking about like this guy, you know, everything you see on the tape, because they're kind of going through tape. So everything you see on the tape, we're seeing in practice. You know, he can read these things quickly. He is seeing things quickly. He's getting the ball out of his hands. He's going to make mistakes, but he learns from his mistakes. You know, but there's a lot. We have to expect growing pains. So everyone that's coming who's going to walk in and, you know, walk on water, you're going to be sadly mistaken.
Yeah. Yeah. You need to put some reality to your expectations. You know what I mean? Like there's always those guys. Oh, they're gonna make it to the playoffs. Like maybe. And that's a big maybe. You know, it's like, but the people that are like, oh, they could go Super Bowl. I mean, you're crazy. You're crazy. Like the first year like that. I mean, come on.
I mean, there was that one guy in Pittsburgh.
Was that Ben?
Big Ben Roethlisberger.
Damn, did he do it his rookie year?
They were 15-1 or something like that.
Damn.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
It's crazy. What's Caleb Williams overall in going rating going to be in Madden if you had to take a guess?
Well, rookies, they tend to put rookies lower, right? That's a question. I want to say 81.
It's funny you're saying that. I was thinking 83.
83, yeah.
I was thinking 83. That's what I was like, yeah. And he could be better. Yeah, but I think they're going to rank him about 83.
Yeah.
It's because he's a rookie. He's going to be lower, but I think they're going to look at the talent around him and they're going to rank him a little higher because he's the can't miss prospect out of college, which is stupid. Yeah, the Rose says 78 since he's a rookie.
Actually,
yeah, 77 for Grant Hill.
We're high in.
I thought I was going to. Everyone accused me of being, you know, too much of a homer, like too much of a hard on him, because I am usually hard on Caleb, and
yeah, and you said the highest one out of all.
I'm the highest of all of us. Oh, the Rose says you got Ladd, you got Palmer, you got QJ, you got Rice. Ain't that bad. Here's my thing. QJ can't catch. He is 6'4" guy with bricks on each side of his hands. That's just a big problem. Palmer, you don't know if he's actually could be a star. I think comparing wise, what he's used to, because he had some really good receivers before. He had a good tight end before. He had a great guy out of the backfield before. He's definitely went down. He downgraded his talent. So if he had an 89 before, it's more like a 70 talent wise around him. You know, it's doable, but it's just not the same. So Grant Hill's like, I miss Justin too, man. I miss him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, like I hate seeing these Pittsburgh things and hearing, you know, I have a friend in Pittsburgh that's been telling me like, man, people are hearing that he's learning quickly. And every time it like you get in the games and situational, he makes it happen. And it makes sense that he and Mike Tomlin might work.
Yep. That makes so much sense.
Well, can you imagine it? All of a sudden it's game 4 and he's throwing touchdowns and we're sitting there looking like, you know?
Yeah.
Or it's game 4, he's throwing touchdowns and Caleb's doing the same thing. And you say, yeah, you know, and then you're happy for Justin.
Yeah. I mean, that's the best case scenario is both quarterbacks do well. But even if both quarterbacks do well, the Bears still need people still need to look at the Bears organization and be like, why can't he do it over there?
Yeah, he could have.
You know,
And you could
like
can you imagine what you could have
you
gotten for the
yeah,
haul you would have gotten?
yeah. For it's like so because then if he does it over there and he does it well over there, and Caleb is still doing good here, you're just like, what could his potential be if he wasn't with these coaches, you know, and if Caleb's doing well enough, you're like, it kind of like makes you like wonder a lot, and that's the problem. Like if Justin does well over there, despite whatever is going on with Williams, people are gonna question them. It's like, why is he doing it over there? Why can't he do it here? And
Mm.
is Caleb restricted? Like, is this the best you're gonna get of Caleb if Caleb is doing well? You know what I mean? So it's kind of like are you gonna hold back Caleb? Like, those are things you need to like look at, as an organization. Like if this guy goes somewhere else and his balls out, then it's and I mean I want Justin to ball out. I want him to do well. I
Yeah,
like
I do want him to do well. I just want us to also do well. I'm not sure how I am with Caleb, but he has chance. I'm gonna be very measured. I'm gonna take my time before I go either way.
yeah.
I always said the floor for him. I've said since the beginning, the floor for him is Kyler Murray.
Mhm.
Yeah, and Kyler Murray that's a pretty decent floor. He's ranked number 9 in all quarterbacks, especially for fantasy ranks. Like the dude can play.
Yeah.
I never say he can't play. I still know he can lead. That's the question. All right, we got. Did you see what Simmons from the Titans said?
Yeah.
Have you read it?
That's what I talked about last week a little bit.
Oh, so-
I talked
yeah, so-
about Simmons a little bit, and then I talked about the stadium situation. But yeah. So Caleb is gonna have a target on his back.
Hey, he said, painted nails. I can't wait to say that to him. Most definitely. Oh, I'm going to be one of them games. I mean, he's going to probably get smack talked by his teammates right now, but especially a game like that, my first game. Of course, I missed the end of last season. It's going to be the first game of the season. They've got us coming to Chicago. All the hype's going to be all around them. Of course, I think when special, even primetime games, everyone just counts Tennessee out. Which we all know, a game like Chicago, I'm sure they're thinking, we about to get this win. We're about to get be bad, which also means me talk even more smack, boost me up even more to get into a different mode as well. I'll be in different mode that game.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he goes to talk about Caleb Williams, and he's a great player in high school and college, but this is a different league. Yeah, and I'm excited to play against them. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm expecting, and I'm expecting to see that on Hard Knocks. I'm expecting them to talk about that stuff to Caleb Williams. Uh,
Yeah.
all of it. I mean, from the painted nails to his different personality to his energy. Because I don't know if you guys watch, see him in all these games. Like he's with the Cubs. He went to the Sox game. I mean, he's around. He went the Sky game. He's doing things. He's really engaging into the fan base, which is smart. Worst to worst, you needed him to like you.
Yeah. Yeah. Having them cheering, and I think he kind of knew. I mean, it's hard to avoid all the news that was going on with like Justin and Caleb, and there's a lot of people hating on Caleb, hating on Justin, blah blah blah. So he's doing the right thing, you know. Yeah. And that's one thing I really want to see too is these younger kids, legit kids, going around and around Chicago. I think that'd be good to see. Is it was like,
As long as you don't go to the wrong neighborhood.
yeah.
Just
I
saying.
mean, they're gonna stay around Soldier Field, I think, or probably up north too by Halisaw and all that. So, but I can see them doing like some Soldier Field stuff because you want to be down in the city, go down.
Yeah, you still want to go to places. You want to go to Boys and Girls Club. You want to do those things around people, but you gotta be careful. That's all I'm saying. I mean, I'm from Chicago. I don't go to some certain neighborhoods just walking in.
Well, yeah. I was even more down like Roosevelt, right down the block, right down the road from stadium.
Tell me, you have this 9-block radius. Don't go past this. All right, Sam. What would y'all pay on top of Neighbors to get Marvin Harrison Jr.? So, fantasy question. So, what would you pay on top of Neighbors to get MHJ?
Ooh.
Okay. So full disclosure, our draft, my dynasty draft is 2 days. Okay. I expect Marvin Harrison Jr. to go number 1. I expect Malik Neighbors to probably go number 5 or 6.
Okay.
All right. So what would I do? Just looking at numbers, what would I go from 5 to 1? What would I have to give up? You probably have to give up a first rounder
Mhm.
and a third rounder. Probably. I probably would give up. So, because basically what you're doing, you're giving up your pick. So you Malik Neighbors, you probably need a 2025 first rounder
Yeah.
and probably someone else to
A
get that
player
number one
or
on a
a player or another pick. And see, in Dynasty, I don't know if I will give. Well, it depends on what you got, but give up a third round this year, or maybe a third round next year.
next year. You give it next year. I'll probably give up the first round of next year, the third round of next year, and then the pick this year. And then you're thinking about, and the reason why people will do that is because they could build through the next year for the draft, and you're still getting a good player, and you can get Malik Neighbors. So that's probably where I am.
Yeah.
We just had a big trade in our dynasty league today that went through. So Jamar Chase was traded.
Ooh.
So it was Jamar Chase, a 5th rounder of this year, a 6th rounder this year, a 4th rounder, and a 5th rounder next year. For a first rounder this year. Well, a first rounder this year, a second rounder this year, a third rounder this year, a first rounder next year, and a second rounder next year.
Wow.
Yeah. So
You swapped around a couple of first rounds. So
no, so you're giving up picks. So you gave up the 5th, 6th for first, second, first, and you're giving up.
yeah. Yeah.
And giving up your Jamar Chase. And I only bring that up for this question is because Marvin Harrison Jr. is probably more Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson. That's the kind of thing you need to give up. And if you're willing to give up a little bit less because it's for a game, you can do it right now. But the worry about that is if Malik Neighbors becomes a better receiver than Marvin Harrison Jr., which some analysts believe could be possible, you will be kicking yourself later.
Yeah. I mean, do you think the difference between Neighbors and Marvin Harrison Jr. is like that big, or the potential? Like, if Neighbors like really like goes off, is he going to be that much better than?
No, but you would have given up more.
Yeah, I mean, you would have lost a lot on the. Yeah, just to move up those a little bit.
So, like, would you give up Neighbors and Higgins for Marvin Harrison Jr. and JSN?
I don't think I would. Because then you're kind of like comparing like Higgins to Marvin Harrison Jr. And I gotta see. I don't know.
Higgins is now on Marvin Harrison Jr.'s level.
No.
Yeah, but I believe both Neighbors and Higgins are better than JSN. But I think JSN can end up being a number 1 guy. I think that's a pretty even trade.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty even. You know, and Anthony brings up a good point. You need to know who's going to be the QB next year, but that's where you're taking a chance.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a big one.
It could be Russell Wilson. It could be Justin Fields. You don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's a chance. I mean, JSN, I'm worried about just him being a good enough player.
You remember JSN had 760 yards last year. Being the third receiver.
Yeah.
And you're gonna start taking over from Tyler Lockett, and he has some touchdowns too. So
yeah. I mean, it's not a bad trade. If you really want Marvin Harrison Jr., I think that's not a bad trade.
The only way I see doing that trade is if you have Kyler Murray. That's why I think you didn't do it, because like now I have a stack for forever. So like I just talked about the Jamar Chase trade. The reason why we went through this trade is because he has Joe Burrow.
Oh, so he's getting Burrow and Chase.
Yeah, so he already has Burrow, and he's getting Chase coming in. So he's getting the stack. So that's worth to getting those first and second rounders up.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
You have that for the next 10 years.
Yeah. That's solid.
I think so. What do you guys think of Junior Colson in IDP leagues? Okay, so Junior Colson, I love Junior Colson. I loved him in Michigan. I thought that him going to his college coach who loves him, and Jim Harbaugh, who likes to play defense and is in a defense that really needs middle linebackers, is perfect. This guy's going to have a hell of a year, but linebackers take time to develop. So I think he starts right away. But it's not going to be something like that you're going to get off immediate payoff. You might have to wait a year. So I'll be excited to get Junior Colson. I might even draft him in the second round in IDP leagues. I can see myself doing that, but I will probably still Texas squad him, give him a year.
Yeah. I always forget about the Texas squad when you guys bring that up. I'm like, oh yeah.
You put your young guy in there, let him take a year. Find out who you got.
Yeah, because I mean, worst case, if he's like really popping off and it's like week 7, I mean,
you have to make that decision. If you're going for the win,
if
you bring
it. Yeah. If you need it,
if you're going for the loss, leave him on the bench.
Yeah.
So, yo, y'all got any vacation plans? Bro, I just got back.
I'm about to have a baby, so hey.
His vacation gonna be at home. A staycation.
At home. With a 2-year-old and a baby newborn. So.
Vacation is us talking about this. This is what our vacation is, us talking about the Bears right now. This is what this is.
I'm not even thinking vacation until next year, like 2025, like next year. October.
That's probably right. Hey, probably right. And even then, that might be too early. We don't know. So, what's up, crew? Say what's up, Anthony, with that. He has Burrow, and that's why he wants Higgins. Trade it. Do trade now, because you know what the whole thing with Higgins, I don't think he's going to be there.
Nope.
So
that stack is going to last this year, and at the end of the year, Higgins is gone.
Yep.
They can't afford him.
It's just, you look at the numbers, it's impossible. Joe Burrow is going to be the second highest paid quarterback in a year. So go ahead and trade him. They're not going to be able to afford Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. T. Higgins is going to go somewhere else.
Yeah. If you really want Marvin Harrison, I mean, you can give up Higgins, give up Neighbors, get Harrison, and
you keeping them, holding on to your picks. Winning.
Yeah. Higgins is not going to stay there.
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah.
And we've been saying that for 2 years at this point. It's like
we all see the writing on the wall.
Yeah. Like they can't afford him. Like he's going into his last year of the contract,
and like, Higgins could go out and ask for $30 million. So are you going to pay him $30 million? You're going to pay Jamar Chase $35 million. You're going to pay Joe Burrow $60 million? Like, no, can't.
Yeah. You got to have the rest of the team. So, yeah.
Tua said, damn, Tank's not going on vacation to 2030. That's right about the time.
Yeah, that's why you get grandparents, man. Get the grandparents.
I would too. Trust me, I know.
Worst case, it's like say we do something like say we go to like Disney in October, the baby might stay with the grandparents, and we just might take the 3-year-old, you know, to like the nighttime kind of thing. You know?
Yeah. Even though when you do that, you do know that you don't get to stay all night.
No, actually, when we went with him last year, and he was a year old. He lasted until the fireworks.
But
He,
that's
he was up, and then boom, he was just out.
but that's
He was
half
out.
potato. He's gonna get up in the stroller and start walking around.
Yeah, yeah.
Stroller on his back.
Uh-huh.
Uh, that's funny. All right. I want to talk about these storylines. So I already kind of gave you DJ Moore, his daughter. It's going to be really interesting. And our receiving crew, you know, we have, DJ Moore, got Keenan Allen, you got Roma Dunze. That's going to be cool. You got Cole Kmet out there. So all of our receivers, we got Gerald Everett, seeing them out there playing offense for the Bears, who do not normally have a good offense, is going to be awesome to see. And to see how Caleb can actually get the ball out of his hand and spread it out to everybody, that's going to be interesting. I think that's going to be an interesting thing, an interesting line, thing that they're going to be looking and investigating. Here's another thing, though. As far as Roma Dunze goes, do you know that they're talking about him being the lead punt returner?
Wow. Really? Because I remember us talking about like who we thought some of the returners were going to be. He wasn't on the list, or at least our list that we were thinking. That's interesting.
You'll think that they're trying to worry about getting injured, but he's only returned, I think, as far as I saw, maybe 2 or 3 punts in his entire college career. 2 or 3. But one of them he took to the house. He is a special athlete, so I mean, it's possible that it happens. But I think that's something they're going to look at, because once again, when you look at punt returning, you can look at our punter.
Yeah,
and that's going to be another star, another guy, another storyline that they're going to really jump into.
I'm cool with that.
Okay, so we got those two, right? We have all the weapons. We gotta have Caleb Williams as a big storyline. Do they jump into our secondary? We think our secondary is top tier, right? PFF surprisingly had our secondary ranked in the bottom half of the league. We were ranked 19 as PFF, and they did acknowledge that they could be wrong. They could do a lot of stuff, and a lot of this didn't have to do with the secondary. It had a lot to do with the pass rush or lack thereof. It specifically said by Kevin Byard is a huge upgrade from Eddie Jackson. Huge. They talked about Jalen Johnson. As far as PFF is, they're the best cornerback, as far as pass defense. But they had question marks around Tyler Stevens, Kyler Gordon, and even Jaquan Brisker. They had question marks on all 3 of them.
Wow. Really? I mean, is it just why? I'm just trying to figure out why. Like Brisker was pretty solid.
Really good.
Yeah. Like Stevenson even
no, he did give a lot of catches. But they picked on him because they didn't want to throw to Jalen Johnson.
yeah, exactly. So I was like, he wasn't horrible. I think he's gonna get better. I get maybe a question mark on him.
Kyler Gordon had a great year.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Really?
Well, here's the reason. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The Bears allowed 237.8 passing yards per game last year, which is 25th in the NFL. Okay. They gave up 6.6 passing yards per attempt and 1.8 passing touchdowns per game. That's 29th in the NFL. And an opposing passer rating of 88, which is 12th in the NFL.
Okay.
It also hurt us, but it's also because we were so good against the run. that the only way you're going to do anything against the defense was to pass the ball.
Throw it, yeah.
So, even with Montez Sweat, we didn't have great sack numbers. We didn't have great pressure on the quarterback. So those are reasons why those things happen. I understand what they're saying. I just vehemently disagree. I think we have one of the most talented secondaries in all of the NFL, and I think they can all one-on-one cover guys, and then in any scheme you're going to run, because you're going to run some, you're not going to just go cover 4 or cover 2. You're going to go cover 3. You're going to you use nickel. You're going to probably be a nickel most of the time, but sometimes you go in dime and you got umbrella coverage. Like, you're going to use these guys in space, and they're already good in man and in space. So I think that they're underestimating it, especially if we can get any pass rush off that right side of the line.
Yeah, they're definitely underestimating like what we have available.
But I will say this: the Bears were 31st in sacks.
Damn. I mean, but that makes sense because our D line was not good. I wouldn't even say wasn't great, but it was not good at all until like Montez Sweat came in. But even then, like you said, he helped with pressure, but the sacks didn't really help. Sorry, my cat.
I mean, he led us in sacks, and he led Washington in sacks. So if he has a whole season with us, that might be okay.
How many games did he play with us? Like 6?
6? Yeah,
something like that. And he played the last 6 games of the season, and he became our leading.
That tells you how bad we were.
Yeah. So, being 30 wait, who's worse than us?
That's a really good question. That's
I'm kind of curious. Like who had a worse at least D line?
What the hell are you guys doing?
Yeah. But
So
but, I mean, well, you look at this, the secondary. I think people have been underestimating the Bears secondary for a few years now. I think ever since we got Brisker and Gordon. Like I remember when we got them, we're like, holy shit, like those two guys like make this a great secondary, and then we had JJ, who just got better. Every year he's getting better, which is crazy, and who is it? We had Eddie Jackson at the time, and he's gone, which I think might be better for Brisker and Gordon, So I don't know. I mean, they're definitely underestimating them and kind of going off of stats that look bad because of last year.
I agree.
I wonder if you look at them individually, is it better? And you're like, well, when he was covering him, when he was doing this, like because once you start adding the D line and them not giving pressure or sacking the quarterback, like you said, it gives them a lot more time to throw.
Exactly.
And more time to throw is definitely harder for any secondary. It doesn't even matter who. So, So I don't know.
And I think what's going to happen, they're going to see that our defensive line got a lot better. I think if you look at 3 technique, we're going to see this. We got a lot better. Montez Sweat played, I believe, 8 games with Washington and 9 games with us. That's 17, right?
Yeah.
So 8 games with Washington, 9 games with us. He had 6.5 sacks for them and 6 sacks for us.
Wow.
So I mean, I'm expecting them to have double-digit sacks numbers. I'm thinking Javon Dexter is going to have a much better season at 3 technique. I'm interested to see what happens at left defensive end of DeMarcus Walker, and do we go get someone else? I'm hoping that we do. So I mean, there's a lot of things to look forward to. You don't know what they're going to do with Byron Cowart because he's played defensive end too. So I think that we have enough talent on there, especially if we pick up another defensive end. I think we have a chance, but we can't be the Cubs. And what I mean by that is know that you have to fix something and wait. And then next thing you know, you lose games because you don't have the things that you're talking about. For us, that'd be defensive line.
Yeah. I mean, right now that's on defense at least. That's the biggest issue. Is just it's a legit again. Like last year was kind of the same problem, but it was more like one or two people. This is legit like one more person, and then one more solid person on that D line. That
Then
whole
all of a
defense
sudden,
is just is one of the best in the
yeah,
league.
yeah.
So yeah, yeah,
I think another storyline we're gonna get on Hard Knocks is gonna be our offensive line,
yeah.
and
Oh,
specifically Nate Davis.
I can see that. I can see them going after him hard because of the drama.
Well, I think that Ryan Bates will start at center unless Nate Davis is so bad that they put him there.
Yeah, I agree.
And if you put Ryan Bates there, guess what? Guess what's gonna happen to Nate Davis?
Oh,
They're gonna cut him.
yeah, he's cut. Yeah. I mean, he's already not popular with fans, so we'll see. But yeah, he has to do well. If he, like you say, he doesn't do well, he's gone, man. He's gone. He's on his absolute last chance. Absolute last chance.
I was excited by him too. I just think that, it'd be better if he was a left guard. I think Tevin Jenkins is actually better at right guard than he is at left guard, but he's so athletic that they just let him do whatever.
Mm.
I don't know, man. Ryan Bates might end up being the guard, and we see him sharing time. Maybe that's what they do. They share time.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
I can see that.
I mean, and he's still a mystery going into camp. And if he's not there and he's not, gelling with his team, I don't know. But that's something we wanted to see.
Yeah, that's another thing. Well, then also talking about people may not be at camp is Jonathan Owens. Um, he got the okay to miss some of training camp to go support his wife, Simone Biles,
Mm.
who's also I watched one of her floor routines. That it does she just float in the air like she
She's so
defies
powerful.
gravity. She
She
defies
only
gravity.
weighs like 85 pounds, and she's so powerful that
All
yeah,
muscle,
it's
all like leg muscle.
amazing.
It's
Yeah,
yeah. I was watching her floor routine.
routine.
Yeah, like she did this like a couple flips. I was like, you're just floating in the air. But I was sorry, but yeah, but Jonathan Owens, our new was it? I mean, just say
Safety.
safety,
It's safety.
safety, married to Simone, so he's gonna be gone for a while. Is that especially him coming from Green Bay, him coming from Green Bay to Chicago? I haven't heard too much about him and the team, but you think that's going to affect him gelling and meshing with the team when he comes back? Or is it just going to be like, yeah, we
But
get it?
he's only missing like 2 or 3 days.
Okay. I didn't even know it's that much.
Yeah,
I thought,
yeah. He's only going because we don't. Veterans will report to camp to July 19th.
oh,
You
okay.
know, so he'll be there the first week. Then the Olympics doesn't start to July 26th. So he's gonna be going like maybe like the 28th through 31st.
Yeah,
And he'll be back in August. So like it's not that big of a deal. He'll be fine.
yeah, yeah. And also,
Yeah.
like, if I was like the Bears management, I'm like, yes, please go to Paris because Simone Biles is going to be on everybody's TV, and they're obviously going to cut to him or show him, and it's like, yeah, like make sure that lower third says Chicago Bear safety. It's like, for sure. So yeah, if I was the Bears, like, yeah, worldwide, like promotion like that's free, you know.
And it's gonna look good on Hard Knocks again. That's gonna be another thing that looks good. Because here's the thing. Why did the Bears finally say, okay, to do this? One, Kevin Warren wants to get a new stadium. So that helps out with that. Uh, two, I believe they want to change the narrative around the Chicago Bears. They want to see how awesome, like the showrunner, she came out and said Hallis Hall is one of the most beautiful places she's ever been to as far as NFL practice facilities and all that stuff. She's like, I've never seen anything like it.
Wow.
So if you show that all the accommodations that the Bears give, and that you have a good quarterback, good offense, good team, along with those accommodations, free agents are going to come here. As of right now, the Bears are thought of as cheap and don't give everything, and
Mom and
that's not
Papa.
going to be the case. And if you could show that on TV, that helps out a whole lot. So if we have interesting storylines off the field, interesting things going on the field, and we're helping, and people are enjoying what they're seeing from the Chicago Bears, this is a win-win-win. And I know I talked about the Detroit Lions before. I think that's what we could get for us. And just say we sneak into the playoffs, whatever. And then the following year, we are right there with Detroit trying to win the division, possibly saying we got more talent than you do.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be really good. But I think Kevin Warren he's obviously smart when it comes to this kind of stuff. So, it's unless it just becomes a complete shit show, which I don't think it will. It's going to be super positive for the Bears. I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I think teams are going to look and they're going to like the Bears. The Bears are going to be a betting favorite. I think get your bets in early, because if everything looks good on Hard Knocks, Vegas, the numbers are going to be flying in from Chicago. So play the over now. I think it's 8.5. Play the over now, because if Hard Knocks goes well and everything looks good, and they remember the Bears are also in the Hall of Fame game.
Yeah,
like you're going to have so much FaceTime with the national media, not just your local media, but your national media. This could be a great thing for Chicago. I'm hoping it becomes that. I'm excited about it. I'm actually very excited. I haven't watched Hard Knocks in like 2 years.
The one with the Colts. When was the Colts? That was probably a couple years ago, right?
Isn't that 2019? Because I told you 2022 was the Lions.
Yeah,
Dan Campbell, who's awesome. Yeah. So
yeah. But I know we talked about it before, but I think we might be able to watch Hard Knocks before we
do the show.
Oh, it'd be kind of tight, but yeah.
2021 Colts.
Okay.
So they're the one right before the Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
So, well, that might be something we end up doing, guys. So we're watching Hard Knocks, and then we could do the after show reaction right away. Talk about what we saw and get us ready for the season. This is going to be a fun ride. I'm loving it as a creator and loving it more as a Bears fan.
Yeah. It's gonna be a fun, I think, a really fun year. And it's all starting with Hard Knocks, the Hall of Fame game. We get Mongo in there. Also, did you see that bust of Mongo that they're putting in? I think I sent it to our group, but it was like I couldn't send a picture. Whoever sculpted that must think that man's a superhero, because that was like comic book. Like, I mean, Mongo was like a good-looking guy back in the day. You know what I mean? Like,
Mongo was a giant, big giant hands, and
it looked like a meme. Like the bust had like a super square jaw. Like the dude looked like a superhero. You know what I mean? Like he looked like, I'm like, damn. I'm like, he did not look like that. But so I was like, they must have really loved Mongo. Whoever came up with that bust.
He deserves it. If anyone deserves it.
100%.
Wow.
You see it?
He looks like Thor.
Yeah. It's like, because I'm like, damn, I had to look up some pictures of Mongo, because I tend to forget, but I was like, yeah, he wasn't a bad looking guy, but he wasn't that, man. That's like Hollywood god-like superhero kind of comic book stuff. I was like, bro, like that's a lot. But yeah, so
see if I can show you guys.
There you go. Yeah,
look at the hair flowing. He literally looks like Thor.
Square jaw, like Yeah, that's yeah. Yeah. They what you see the clay looking one. Oh, that's him later on. See,
That looks like
that
him.
that looks
100%
like
looks
him.
like him.
You know what I mean? That looks like him. You know, the other one was like, bro, whoever did that, they love you because you are gonna be forever remembered, and that's what people are gonna pull up when they want to remember you. Yeah, that's Mongo.
That's Mongo.
Yeah.
That's Thor.
That's yeah. You know, a Marvel
he's,
Comics superhero.
he's literally the god of thunder. That's what that is.
Yeah. So yeah, good for him, man. Though I'm like super excited. I saw that. I was like, wow. Yeah, they must be a Bears fan. They must be a Mongo fan. But you know, we're getting that. You know, so the Hall of Fame is gonna be super emotional with Mongo.
Mongo and then Devin Hester.
Devin Hester. You know, like this year has Bears written all over it.
Juju with Julius Peppers. You know.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and you got the international game, too. That's gonna be big. So, yeah, this year is Martin thought we were insufferable before. It was like,
he's gonna take a vacation. He's gonna be like, I can't do this anymore.
I was like, now you're not getting it from us. You're getting it from ESPN. You're gonna get it from HBO. Like, bro, like it's gonna be nonstop Bears stuff this year, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Guys, I cannot wait. I am so hyped. It's coming so fast. Football will be here before we know it. We'll be in training camp. Then we'll be doing cuts. And the next thing you know, we have our 2024-2025 Chicago Bear team ready to go. It's right around the corner, guys. Get your popcorn buckets ready. Let's go. We're going to enjoy this. We're going to bear down. We're going to go Bears. And we'll see you guys again next week talking about all the things that come up. And hopefully we'll be talking about signing going into training camp for our left defensive end because we need it. Yeah. I want to say thank you to Tank. Oh, this way. And I also want to say, hey, guys, if you get a chance, check out Barton's team reviews. We're going to be knocking one out tomorrow early morning or early afternoon. I think we're going to be doing the Eagles because we're going to kind of catch up. He tried to bite up more than he could chew, but we're going to knock out the Eagles and the Jags and kind of go from there. We only got a couple more left. We have a little bit of time, so we'll try to do it during this off season before training camp starts. Knock them all out. Get your actual team. He breaks down all the stuff. He looks down at every game. Talks about how last year and looks towards the future and tells you what you can expect. And we'll put the chart together and we'll see how accurate we were at the end of the season. So me and Marty will talk about that tomorrow. And then we'll be here on Sunday on the Morning Spike, talking about all things football, getting you ready for your fantasy football drafts. And then, of course, once again, here on the Panda and Grizzly Show, we will be here next week talking about the Bears. Appreciate everyone that came in today, to everyone who's watching, and we will see you guys next week. See ya.
We the Bears, monsters of the Midway, knocking teams out every Sunday. Fire in our eyes, can't stop our drive. It's so hard, remind you of 85. We the Bears, monsters of the Midway, knocking teams out every Sunday. Fire in our eyes, can't stop our drive.